Okay, we'll get started. I'll find a nice seat. Settle in for a moment. And tune in to your breath. My theme today is just that it's your responsibility to figure out what's best for your body. Yoga, I can give you ideas from my experience, things that might help that feel better, and my training too. But ultimately, every body is different. So you have to just really pay attention and do what's best for your body. Just like everyone's soul is different, and you have to do what's best for your soul. There's this quote that I remember hearing a long time ago, and it goes something like this: God did not people the earth with a vibrant orchestra of personalities and bodies, only to value the piccolos of the world. Every instrument is precious and adds to the complex beauty of the symphony. Your personality, your body was made perfectly to add to the symphony. And if you're vibrating at the right frequency, you'll be able to notice and tell in your body and in your soul. Please bring hands to heart center. May we all learn to do what's best for our bodies and our souls. Notice the beauty of that. We're much better able to notice the grace and the beauty that's all around us and all the other souls. Please lower your hands, open your eyes, and grab your belt and just lay on your backs to start. And just put the belt so you can reach it, because we're just gonna do a little grounding first. So just stretch your arms long, your legs long. Oh, I needed that. So it's like good. And then bend your knees and grab the kneecaps with your fingers pointing down so that your arms are full length. And just press down. It's like you're just kind of forcing the femur bone into the socket a little deeper. It should feel really good. So I thought we'd work on the principle today of shins forward, thighs back. So this feels like thighs back when you're pushing down, right? Now flex your feet and lift your legs to parallel to the floor, not legs, but shins. And think shins forward. So think of the shin as like right below the knee. Shins forward. Look how your ankles are back when you flex the feet. So shin forward, ankle back, thighs back. So shins forward, thighs back. Now keep that action, thighs back, shins forward, as you press your thighs up and away and resist. You'll automatically feel your low belly draw up, so you can maintain that and your spine lengthen. Shins forward, thighs back, and breathe. Good, and then relax for a moment, hug your knees in. Roll side to side. Good, and then grab your belt and bring it around your right, like right in front of your right heel. So it's kind of centered on your leg. So the straps would fall down right by your leg. Bring your left foot flat and just kind of keep a baby bend in the knee. So your shins forward, thighs back, and then just pull down a little bit. Really ground it. You can re-straighten the leg, but with that feeling of shins forward, thighs back. Should feel really good, hopefully. Good. Now relax that. Hold the belt with just your right hand. Keep the little bit of pressure, but not a lot. Extend the left leg and maybe even re-bend the knee just slightly so you get shins forward, thighs back. And then bring your left arm to the side so you can bring the right foot off to the right. Keep thinking shins forward, thighs back, even on the leg that is extended. One more breath. And shins forward, thighs back, come back to center, switch hands. Right hand off to the side now. Keep that going as you roll to your left hip, but keep your right shoulder down. Bring the leg across. So shins forward, thighs back. As you come into a twist that way. Oh. Keep flexing the foot, shins forward, thighs back. Feel a nice stretch. Good. And come on back. Release the belt, bring the right foot flat and place it on that heel again so it would hang flat. Keep a little baby bend. Grab both ends. Press the right foot down as you pull down and just kind of ground the leg in the socket. Notice how my knees bent slightly, then I can always re-straighten it, but it feels like shins forward, thighs back. Couple breaths. Good. Now back off a little bit, grab it with your left hand, right arm off to the side. Keep thinking ankle back, shin forward, thigh back. Extend the right leg and slowly allow it to come off to the left side. Shins forward, thighs back, even on that extended leg. You press the heel down on the right leg, you'll feel it more. Thigh stays grounded on that right leg. It's up in the air on the left one. Good. Come on back to center and switch again. So right hand holds the belt, left arm to the side. And roll to the right hip. Bring it across. Your left hip stacks on top of your right. Your left shoulder stays down. Shins forward, thighs back. Nice little twist. And then come on back up. Lose the belt. Hug your knees in again. Roll up into a little ball. And then go ahead and roll to the side and come on up to all fours. And then just mindfully placing your hands under the shoulders, knees under hips. Move through some cow cat. Notice how I have my feet flexed so I can kind of feel, especially in cow pose, shins forward, thighs back. Cat pose, it changes a little bit. One more time. Remember, you're playing in a symphony, so use your breath. Try to make it as graceful as you can. Now pause with a flat back. Extend your right leg. And think shins forward, thighs back. So I'm keeping a little baby bend there. Draw the low belly up. Even on the left leg, think shins forward, thighs back, low belly up. You can add in the left arm if that feels good. You can point and flex even there. Maybe move your wrist around. Good, and then release. Bring the foot off to the left side. Place the ball of the left foot down. Think shins forward, thighs back. Keep the hips square and maybe twist and look at the foot. Good, and then come back to center and bring the knee in. Go ahead and take a child's pose and really notice shins forward, thighs back here. Notice the breath. And come on back up to all fours. So we can do the other side. So extend the left leg. Start with a flexed foot so you can really get it the way you want. Then extend the right arm. Both legs. Shins forward, thighs back. Really long spine. And then point and flex. Maybe move the wrist around. And bring the hand down. Move the foot to the right side. Maybe you can keep that action, twist and look at it. We're just working on one thing today. Keep breathing. Good, and then lift the foot up and bring it back to center. And the knee down. Bring your hands forward somewhat. Really grab the floor, curl your toes, and just lift the knees a little way. And think, okay, shins forward here, thighs back. So move the thighs back and up as you almost straighten the legs. Make sure you have width between your feet. Good. And just kind of play with that idea. Shins forward, thighs back, and see what happens in your feet, in your legs, in your core. Now keep that and come forward to plank. I'm going to keep a little baby bend in my knees so I can think shins forward, thighs back. And then lower your knees and lower down to the ground. Stretch your feet long. Notice if your thighs automatically drop down and you scoop your tailbone. I don't want you to do that. I want you to think shins forward, thighs back, just a little bit. Think long spine, rib cage back, and then lift to a cobra. Even my ankles feel like they're back a little bit because I'm pressing my toes down. And then lower down and push all the way back to child's pose. Let your hands rest for a moment. And enjoying your breath, make your way back to downward facing dog. Shouldn't put lotion on my hands today. So as you lift your knees, think hands forward, thighs back. Now keeping a baby bend in your knee, please extend your right leg to extended down dog. Keep shins forward, thighs back, and then round your back and bring your knee to your nose. So right knee to nose, extend it back, and bring that foot down. Good, let's do the other leg. We'll start with shins forward, thighs back, long spine, extend the leg, knee to nose, extend it, and bring the foot down. Good, and very slowly, one hand at a time, walk your hands back towards your feet, but keep the shins forward, thighs back. So you might have to bend your knees as you get closer till your feet come flat. And then just pause in a forward fold. Looking shins forward, thighs back. Come up like a pranam a little bit and press right below your knees, right there with your hands. And press your legs into your hands and think thighs back. Feel that in your legs, in your feet, in your core. Good, and then relax back down. Forward fold. And then sweep all the way up to standing. Stretch your arms up. Shins forward, thighs back. Good, now grab your right wrist with your left hand. And keeping that work in your legs arc to the left. Shoulders stay square. I'm really focusing on shins forward, thighs back. One more breath there. And then on the inhale, back through center to switch. Check your alignment. Shins forward, thighs back. And arc to the right. And back through center. Release your hands. And shift your weight to your right foot. Lift your left heel, lift your left knee. And just grab the kneecap with your left hand. And just kind of push that leg back into the socket. Shins forward, thighs back, even on the standing leg. And release. Ooh, feels different, right? Switch sides. Get the standing leg where you want it. Shins forward, thighs back, then go for the right knee up. Push it back. It helps you to lengthen up taller. And release. Good job. Inhale. Well, wait. Make sure your blocks are up at the front of your mat. We're gonna walk back to a downward facing dog, and then we'll find those blocks. So take a breath. And then waiting for your inhale, think shins forward, thighs back as you stretch up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Just really pressing on the shins to feel that. And exhale, fold. Walk your hands back out to a downward facing dog. Did you lose the shins forward, thighs back? Take a moment and down dog. And then come forward to that really strong connected plank. And push back. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees and bring your hands on the blocks and lift on up to a downward facing dog. Shins forward, thighs back though. Good. Extend the right leg and then step up forward to a deep lunge position. Now I always tell you, pull the right heel back, but what's that really giving you? It's giving you shins forward, thighs back. Feel it in your left leg as well. Good. Now keep that. Extend the right arm up and open up to a little twist. Shins forward, thighs back. Even in the twist. Good. Retrace your arm back to the block. And step back. Downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. Shins forward, thighs back. Even on that right standing leg. And then step it forward. Deep lunge. Hug the heel back. Shins forward, thighs back on both legs. Sweep the left arm up. Open up to a twist. Trace your arm back to the block. And this time, step forward to a forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Pressing if you want to get the shins forward, thighs back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, bend your knees and come to a chair pose, a Katasana. Shins forward, thighs back. So it's easy to let the knees come forward. Think really actively pulling the ankles back, thighs back. The shins automatically come forward, right? And then slowly, you can slide your hands down, come to a forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And this time, lift to your tippy toes, but think shins forward, thighs back. You can dance if you need to. Shins forward, thighs back. Good. Lower the heels and lower down to the blocks again. Forward fold. Step your right foot back to a deep lunge. Shins forward, thighs back. Lower the back knee. Keep the shins forward, thighs back. I always keep my toes curled under on that back foot. That helps remind me of what I'm doing. And then slowly stretch up Anjaneyasana. Notice the left leg, shins forward, thighs back. More breath. And on the exhale, touch down. Good. Now slide your hips back to straighten the left leg. You can use the blocks. Slide them back, hips above knee. Notice the left leg. Don't straighten it too much so you can keep that shins forward, thighs back. And then fold a little deeper if it feels good. You can even stretch the toes, but you keep that heel pressing down so you can keep shins forward, thighs back. Good. Come on back up, bend into the front knee. Lift the back knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Extend the right leg and step it through that deep lunge position. Taking your time to find shins forward, thighs back. Lower the back knee, hugging to the midline. Drawing right shin forward, right thigh back, stretch up, Anjaneyasana. You're doing it on the left leg too, but it's easier to feel it on the right leg. You can even stretch the toes straight, but feel that ankle moving back. So you're using your foot to get that feeling of shins forward, thighs back. And you can even bend deeper and it just feels like a good stretch. And touch down, lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank on the blocks. Stretch your feet long. Keep shins in, thighs out. Lower down just a little bit to your knees. A little kind of modified cobra, and then come back, downward facing dog. Extend the right leg and step it to the outside of your right block. And think, okay, do I need to turn the toes out slightly to keep everything shins forward, thighs back, lower the back knee, hugging, maybe lowering to humble pose. Even that left leg, I'm trying to keep shins forward, thighs back. So I'm not just dumping into it. Maybe I can broaden my knee to the right a little bit. Shins forward, thighs back. And breathe. Remember, you're playing an instrument with your body, being kind, but trying to get the most out of it. Every pose is like an experiment. Come back up to your hands, lift your back knee, step back, down dog. Extend the left leg, step it to the outside. Get shins in, thighs out first. Lower the back knee. And then maybe lower to the elbows. Humble pose. Draw your low belly up. You'll feel the shins forward, thighs back. Even more. The hips will stay square to the floor. One more breath. And come on back up to your hands. Lift your back knee, step back. Downward facing dog. Widen the blocks just a little bit so that you can extend your right leg and step it to the inside of the right block. And then step the left foot forward, forward fold. Bring your hands on your shins. Press forward, pranam. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back about 2.5, 3 feet so you can ground the heel down and straighten the right leg, but keep a baby bend in both so you can think shins forward. You can go to a higher height too if your hamstrings are screaming at you. But I want you to feel shins forward, thighs back. Everything stays square. You feel grounded through both heels, both balls of the feet, and maybe fold forward a little bit. Parsvottanasana. Okay, one more breath. And the front knee, step forward. Inhale, pranam, shins forward, thighs back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right foot back to that position. Shins forward, thighs back, maybe a baby bend in both knees to really feel it. And fold. Good. Come up like a pranam and lose the blocks and then step back to a downward facing dog. Take your time to get shins forward, thighs back. Inhale to plank. Exhale down to the mat through chaturanga if you can. Inhale to cobra. Exhale down. Curl the toes, get shins forward, thighs back, push up to plank, and then downward facing dog. Step your feet up to your hands. Forward fold, you can use the blocks if you want. Run shins forward, thighs back. Exhale, fold. And step your left foot back all the way to a deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. And come up to warrior two. Now I want you to maybe put a little baby bend in your left leg to get shins in, thighs back. Front leg, shins in, thighs back. Add your arms. Warrior two. Yeah, good. Notice how your ankles are back, shins are forward, thighs are back, both legs. Okay, now reach forward. You can either put the elbow on the knee or hand to the block. Come to Parsva Konasana. Keep shins forward, thighs back. Even on that back leg, you'll feel your foot working more. Oh, nice long spine. Good, and then windmill down. Touch the block, turn the back heel up, and step forward. Uttanasana. Pranam with that. Stands forward, thighs back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, I think it'll be good to stand up for a minute. Stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Actively trying for shins forward, thighs back. You'll feel like you're trying to isometrically pull your heels back. It's hard to do with just your leg muscles, but you can do it. Good. Open your eyes, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your right foot back, deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. Come up warrior two, but think shins in, thighs back. Shins forward, thighs back. Sometimes we do shins in, thighs apart, but today we're just thinking shins forward, thighs back. That's why I almost made that mistake. You notice how you really utilize your back foot more when you're thinking that way. Good. Now, Parsva Konasana, whichever way works best for your body. And forward, thighs back. It's a weird concept. Helps you lengthen your spine. Reach down, touch the block, turn the back heel up, step back, downward facing dog. And lower your knees so you can just set the blocks off to the side for a minute. And come back up to down dog. But that really connected down dog thing. I bend my knees, get my thighs way back and up. Thighs back, shins forward, and then re-straighten into it. Good. Keep that plank and lower down to the mat. And stretch your feet long, stretch your arms long. Stretch the back of your neck long. long side body, head of the arm bones back, rib cage back, shins forward, thighs back as you lift Shalabhasana. And then maybe lift the feet, your choice. See what you can glean from this position with shins forward, thighs back. Good, lower down. Bring your hands into your forehead. And take a breath. Smooth your breath out. And hands back by your side. Curl your toes. Shins in, thighs back. Press up, plank. And downward facing dog. Crisscross walk or walk up to your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, hold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands heart center. Now we're gonna do that lifted position again. Sorry about that. So stand on your right foot. Get shins forward, thighs back there. Lift the left leg. Find the knee. Press it back a little bit. And then see about widening it to the side. Shins forward, thighs back. Bring it back to center and release. You feel that pressing back, how that kind of helps a little bit. Sometimes it throws you off, but okay, so standing on the other leg, lift the right knee, shins forward, thighs back, broaden it. Back to center and release. Okay, now I'm gonna give you an option to do full Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, which is hand to foot pose. So, but if you think shins forward, thighs back, here, watch me. So you lift, your arm comes to the inside to find the little toe side. And then I think shins forward, thighs back, maybe open up. So try it. It's kind of fun. But if you think that shins forward, thighs back, it'll help. So get it with both legs. Stand on your right foot. Lift your left leg. If you want to grab the knee, that's fine. If you want to try to grab the foot, that's great. Think shins forward, thighs back. Maybe straighten the leg. Bring it out to the side. And release. Woohoo! Good job. Switch sides. Just play with it. If it's not happening, it's okay. Just really think shins forward, thighs back. And release. Whoa, fall out. Good job. Come to the front of your mats again. Give yourself, you are singing there. Inhale, stretch up. Think shins forward, thighs back. Exhale, pranam, or fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale. Bend your knees. Bring your hands on your knees. Think shins forward, thighs back. Come upright. Utkatasana. And fold forward. Grab your blocks. They should be there. Bring them forward of your feet. I thought we'd try this. I don't know if it'll work. I didn't do it. And come on up to standing. So now we're going to try attempt warrior 3, thinking shins forward, thighs back. So step your right foot back a little bit. So your left knee is bent, and think shins forward, thighs back with both legs, hands to heart center. Lean forward. Keep that action going as you lift the back leg. Come to warrior 3. Shins forward, thighs back. And come on in for a landing. Ooh. See, it helps, right? I'm sweating. Step your left foot back. Give yourself a moment to find shins forward, thighs back. Low belly draws up, hands to heart center, and then just go for it. Don't have to straighten both legs in warrior 3. You can if you're really feeling the shins forward, thighs back. And come on in. All right. Yay. Good. Widen your feet a little bit, turn the toes out, and just come down to a deep squat. That'll feel kind of nice. And then come back and go ahead and bring your feet forward a little bit, hands behind your knees. And I'm going to have you do boat pose, thinking shins forward, thighs back. So just lift the feet, think shins forward, thighs back, flex the feet so you get ankles back, and then just slowly straighten the legs. Stretch the arms. Notice how even here it helps your core to stay super strong, right? Shins forward, thighs back. Good, and then come on down. Go ahead and lay on your backs. Just appreciate that. And then stretch both legs up towards the ceiling. Put a little baby bend in the knees and get shins forward, thighs back. Widen the feet, bend the knees towards your armpits. Hands or arms to the inside of the knees, reach up in front of your shin to grab your feet or your ankles. For happy baby, think shins forward, thighs back. Notice what happens when you think that way. It feels really long and strong in your core. You can play in Happy Baby if you want. And release, stretch your legs up again. Arms to cactus. Bend your knees, bring your feet wide on the mat. I really want you to think of, as you do windshield wipers, just think shins forward, thighs back as you bring your right knee towards your left ankle. Just leave your left knee upright. And then bring that knee up and switch. So shins forward on thigh back as you lower the knee. Good, and switch again. Shins forward, thighs back. And one more time. Left knee towards right ankle, shin forward, thigh back. Good, bringing both knees up. Now do both knees to the right side with shins forward, thighs back. One more. Stretch, good, switch. One more time each side if you would. If you're willing. Good. And then bringing both knees up, hug the knees in. Just relax everything. Relax your feet. Relax your knees and your hips. And then grabbing the kneecaps, push the knees away from you. And release the feet to the ground, right under knees. Hands by your hips. Activate the legs so you think shins forward, thighs back. And then press into your feet to lift to Setu Bandha. Shins forward, thighs back. Lift your heart. And lower back down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open wide. You can bring your hands on your rib cage or your belly or your inner thigh. And then when you're ready, go ahead and stretch out for a well-deserved Shavasana. Your breath is a super important part of your body and your soul. Just keep breathing. You can relax with each exhale. Open your jaw. The body truly is a very complex instrument that deserves fine-tuning and attention every day. And it's constantly changing. It needs that fine-tuning and attention. I wanted to share a reading from my book, 365 Yoga. This asana practice, which asana is the postures or the poses. So asana practice should be a harmonious experience, never a struggle. The manner of breathing into a wind instrument, a flute, for instance, can create either a grating screech or a melodious song. The body, too, is an instrument. If used skillfully, as in the unison of movement and breath, the resulting posture is a useful and harmonious experience. When performed with the graceful orchestration of all its parts, asana can become a music of the body, breath, and mind. Such music moves everything it touches. Beginning to focus back in on your breath. And your physical body. Start to make movements when you're ready. Eventually, drawing your knees in, pushing on up to seated. Take your time. Just bring hands to heart center. Thanks for playing your beautiful body instruments with our Kula Symphony. Appreciate it. Namaste. So I'll see you again the first week of October, right? Is that right? I think, let's see, I get back the 29th. So yeah, that Tuesday would be October 3rd. Holy cow. Thanks, you guys.